Yo, what's up YouTube family? It's your boy Kuz and I'm back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. And tonight, we're gonna be doing some creepy and woke TikTok reactions. I'm talking about the kind that's gonna have you rethinking reality. With that said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop some new hot content that you definitely don't wanna miss. Oh yeah, one more thing. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything you hear or see in these videos. Don't believe anything that I say in these videos. Always do your own research and always use your own discernment. With that said, let's get right to the content.
Muhammad, can you please tell me why it's blacks who are killing hundreds of thousands of blacks in Rwanda and other places? And can you please tell me why from Haiti, blacks from Haiti are just risking their lives to come here to the United States of America?
I'll tell you if I get a chance. Black people have been robbed, as I said earlier, of a knowledge of self. And when you rob people, sir, of a knowledge of self, then it means that they start to take on the characteristics and the nature of their oppressor and their colonizer. And his mind, by automatic, systematic, remote control, rules in our people. He gives them the guns and the weapons and the drugs and the alcohol, the way you did our brothers, the red man and the red woman, brothers and sisters, the way you did our Latino brothers and sisters, and then you pit one against the other and then say, look at what these people are doing.
Hey y'all, man, this one here gonna be it's gonna be a lot of stuff in there that's gonna rock and hit a lot of people the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? But hey man, if y'all down for the info and you like the info and can receive it without, you know what I'm saying, any bias, hey man, it's here. Let's soak it in, man. It's gonna be good. I'm telling you, man. If I was y'all, I definitely would skip nothing. I'm telling you, you're gonna miss some stuff that you gonna wanna hear. Let's get it.
Also, did you know that God is black? The Most High God, the creator of the heavens and earth? Did you know that he was black? Oh, you think I'm capping, huh? You think I'm capping? I can get the scriptures. I'm about to pull the scriptures up right now. Now, here's the scriptures to prove it. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld, the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. That's God. Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair on his head was like pure wool. Pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels was as a burning fire. Who on the face of this earth has woolly hair? Pure wool hair. Woolly hair.
Got a point.
It said God has woolly hair. What's understood ain't got to be explained, man. God is black. Yes, you've been bamboozled once again. Hey, it is what it is.
I mean, hey man, to me it don't matter what color God is, man. I'm just reacting to the videos, man, for real, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. But hey, another thing, man, I don't know, man. They say, man, you couldn't see God's face, man. Like, you know, if you decided him, like if you looked at his face, you know, we wouldn't even be able to live type thing, man. You know, it's in the scripture. I ain't got the exact scripture right now, but man, for a little research and I could definitely come up with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that though down below. That's something else, ain't it? Let's get it though. We got a long one.
This is an excellent question, Taylor. It says if Jesus was black Messiah, was a black Messiah, why didn't he foretell the slavery of Africans? He did foretell it in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Also, he told my ancestors right before he went to the cross that we would fall by the edge of the sword and be led captive of all the nations. Also, the reason why it does matter is because we've been lied to. The reason why it does matter is because the image that everybody set up was Cedra Borgia, which is one of the Pope's sons. Now, true enough, the image is false.
He means Caesar Borgia.
But the name is true. Now, I believe a lot of people, especially amongst my Hebrew brethren, the main thing that we disagree on is the name. Trust me, we're in agreement when it comes to the Messiah, the truth, and who we are as a people. But one thing that we have to come to understand is that our specific problem as the tribe of Judah is that we've never had faith. We've always fallen because of our unbelief. We've always been sent to captivity because of our unbelief and our scoffing. So the totality of this is what I tell everybody, is that we have to understand that we're sent here to preach the word to everybody, and we're sent here to warn. So this is a great question, but yeah, it does matter, because when he comes back, he's not going to look like Mel Gibson. And people say, well, it doesn't matter. It does matter, because John said in the book of Revelations that this is the testimony and this is the revelation of Jesus Christ, meaning this is the revealing. So all the Gentiles out there that say it doesn't matter, that's blasphemy. It does matter, because if it didn't matter, why did God tell John to write these things down? So God bless you, my brother. If you want to dig deeper and break bread, let's do it. I'm down for that. God bless you. And by the way, great question. God bless.
Hey, man. Let me know what y'all think about that clip, man. I'm finna just let it go, man. Let it go a little bit, and I want y'all to soak up the info, man, for real. Just soak it up, man. Like
Hebrew Israelite who migrated to West Africa, who were on slave ships sent to America, are the Jews from tribe of Shem, or 12 tribes of Israel. Also Queen Sheba was a darker Hamite Ethiopia woman, while Solomon was brown color.
Yes. So we're not Africans over here, is what you're saying? No, you guys are Africans too, but you're the true Hebrewites. Okay. Yes. Now we ran into Africa. We ran into Africa, but we're not Africans. Yes, you guys were put on the shores of Africa. Right. When these white people came, they took you guys. How do you know that? How do you know about that? We are taught that. History in Africa, they taught you from zero. Wait a minute, they taught you that in Africa? Yes. Here they don't teach you. They teach you right where they want you guys to know. So the whole time our people over here thinking they're Africans, and we're not Africans. You are true Hebrewites. Oh, okay. So y'all know that over there now. Yes, we do. That's why you see, if I take your style and my style, they're different. Like we get the same skin. Oh, okay. So you come from Ham. Who's your forefather? Ham. Yeah. Ham. You guys from Judah, right? Right. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Back in the field.
Steady on, Spaulding. What did you think of Toby's special touch with the horse? It was astonishing, no?
It's just on luck, sir. Horse is probably smarter than an African.
Good God, man. The Shemites brought horses to Africa.
The who? Y'all heard what he said. The Shemites. He meant the Shemites. Yeah, brought horses to Africa when they defeated the Egyptian Hamites. Oh man, come on now. Let's get it. This is gonna be a good one, y'all. This is good. Y'all getting it?
Horse is probably smarter than an African.
Good God, man. The Shemites brought horses to Africa.
Come on, y'all, hit that like button. Hit that like button. They say if the Semites were white people like they claim today and were so-called Jewish like they say, then the reference to the black Shemites called the Hykes, what did it say, Hyksosos, this is so small language, so small letters, that invaded Egypt 2,000 years before Christ, bringing horses to Africa, and would have to have no significance since the focus was on a black slave from Africa riding a horse. Come on now. Do it make sense or do it not? Come on, man. It's just like the Django, man. It's what it sounds like to me. That's where they got Django from. In my eyes. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. Well, not where they got it from, but kind of an ideal part of it. But it sound the same though. Come on now. Who that nigga on that now? Y'all remember that part if you seen Django? If you haven't, go check it out. It's definitely a must-watch movie.
Horse is probably smarter than an African.
Good God, man. The Semites brought horses to Africa when they defeated the
What y'all think about that?
Go back into the racial science of the day, you will understand that it was actually argued by otherwise intelligent people that there were two races of black people. There were Negroes and there were Hamites. Hamites were any Africans that didn't look absolutely stereotypically what we think of West African people to supposedly look like. Anyone that has a slightly thin nose or any kind of straight hair or any features randomly that we decide was a Hamite. And Hamites were responsible.
No, I don't agree with everything he's saying in this, but one thing I do agree with y'all pay attention what he said. It was two different, basically like almost like what he's saying is like species of black people. You got it ain't species, but they like cousins really though. You know what I'm saying? The Hamites and Shem, you know, and the Shemites. Okay, so he said one was it's two different species of black people. One was the Negroes and one was the Hamites. Pay attention to that, y'all. Keep that in the back of y'all head.
For all of the civilization in Africa, and they descended from Europeans. Negroes, on the other hand, they were the real black people. And even when we find evidence of Negroes, we'll just say they were Hamites, as you have here. This is how silly and how ridiculous ideas, pseudo-scientific ideas like race, make otherwise intelligent people behave.
We'll call them Hamites, Africans.
Arabs are Shemite or sons of Shem. Cushites are Hamites or sons of Ham. And Afro-Asiatic is confused American stuff that you can throw away. This is biblical and Islamic genealogy. You will not find any.
This is the clip of somebody trying to mislead you and give you misinformation, so y'all pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Because I definitely have the pictures here to show y'all how some of these, you know, not to, I don't discriminate against nobody, but y'all see what color he is, you know, some of them, they agree, they think that they're not, just because they, you know, they Egyptian or whatever, that they not African, and Egypt is in Africa. Come on, man, what sense does that make? Just say, that's like saying I'm not American, but Texas is in America. You know what I'm saying? Is he, you know, or Texas is in the United States, but I'm not American. Come on, man. What sense that make? You know, come on.
Older genealogy on the world. Nuh alayhi salam.
They forget that Africa is a continent. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Get it together.
Had three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japhet. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in hadith said, Arabs are sons of Shem, the Ethiopians or black people, burnt faces, are sons of Ham, and the Romans are sons of Japhet. From this we can derive that Asians such as Ashkenazi Jews and Arabs are sons of Shem or Shemite, and Africans are Hamites, sons of Ham, and Europeans are sons of Japhet. Arabs would typically draw their genealogy from Adnan and Qahtan, but Adnan and Qahtan are distantly related to Ishmael. Ishmael is a son of Abraham, and Abraham is a distant son of Shem, so again, they are Shemite. Now as for black people, Hamite, Ham is actually an old Greek word for something like black or burnt face. So all of these Chemite, which is the same as Hamite, black people, or Ethiopians, burnt faces, or Moors, black people, it is a different description of the Hamite. So Hamite is the oldest known word for what we today call African. Ham had four sons, Cush, Phut, Misraim, and Canaan. Misraim are the ancient Egyptians, but Canaanites were also in ancient Egypt. The Berbers and the Fulbe can draw genealogy from being sons of Canaan. Some Somalis say that we are Cushite. Well, then you would be sons of Cush. Maybe some descendants from ancient Egypt, like the Nubians, would be Misraimite. There are some also that link the Fulani to, you know, Philistine and Misraim. That would be this genealogy, but either Misraim or Canaan. I think people should pay me money for giving them this genealogy, to be honest.
What y'all think about that, man? Misinformation, man. That's what I think about it. Let me know what y'all think about it down below in the comment section. Had to get that fly that kept buzzing and you know, getting on my nerves, man. Dang.
These pictures are for definition purposes only. So you had a man called Noah, right? He was an albino or albino, right? He had three sons. One of his sons was called Ham, the darkest son of Noah. Then he had a second son called Shem, and he had a third son called Japhet. Now all of his children were dark-skinned. But Ethiopia specifically, look on this one, the darkest son of Noah, Ham. So remember I showed you that Ham had 4 sons, right? And if Ham is the darkest son of Noah, that means all of his 4 sons should be as dark as him, right? You know, Cush, Put, Canaan, and Mizrahim, which is supposed to be Egypt, but yet you got some light-skinned people living in Egypt right now. They're not the real Egyptians. Now, before I go any further, I need to show you all something. Can somebody be 2 nations? 2-nation theory, it's a theory. No one can actually be 2 nations. Pause and read. Nobody can be 2 nations. You only can be 1 nation. So if you can only be 1 nation, how is he 2 nations? How can he be an Ethiopian king because his father is an Ethiopian and you are the seed of your father? That makes him an Ethiopian, but at the same time come from the lineage of David. Somebody told a lie. Rastafarians, I'm sorry my brothers, he's a liar. So Africa was called the land of Ham. You know, Noah's son, and he split it up between his 4 sons, and then they gave it to their children. And the sons of Ham called it Akibulan. Let me prove this. Who named Africa? The word Africa was initiated by Europeans and came into Western use through the Romans after 3 Punic battles. So after the Caucasian conquered the land of Ham, aka Akibulan, you know, with this guy, Leo Scipio Africanus, who defeated Hannibal. You know Hannibal, the so-called African general? Leo Scipio Africanus defeated him. Africa's real name, Akibulan, according to experts. The experts are the people living in the country. So after this Caucasian killed Hannibal and took over Akibulan, he named it Africa. So first of all, Jamaican, Peter Touch, and if you delete that song, yeah, Mama Africa, you actually call a man Mama. And for the people who don't understand Jamaican patois, when you say Mama Africa, you're actually calling a white man your mama. Light bulb. Remember, it was a Caucasian general who named Africa Africa, so you're calling him your mama. So the Israelites, who are my skin tone because they're my ancestors, come from Shem, and the Ethiopians come from Ham. This language is not Hebrew. You Ethiopians captured Shem's children, Negroes like me, and sold us to the white man. Then you copied our Torah and put light-skinned people in it. When the word Ethiopian means dark skin, that's why you got a place in the United Nations. Because you sold the Negroes, children of Shem.
Dang, cold-blooded. Give me y'all opinion about that down below in the comment section, because that was a little deep, man. Come on, man. That's crazy. Why y'all sell us out like that, man? Allegedly.
And that's it.
Get involved because I'm a grown-ass person and I've got work to
talk
go
on that
to.
though. What do you mean?
They make videos like, oh, what race that you would not date, and they're like Somalis. I'm like, but we are black, so how can you?
Do you know what's deep though? Should I tell you why that is though? Because you see, like with black ancestry, if we go back in history, there's like literally more or less two lineages, which is like Shem and Ham. So it's like this is like prophetic. So obviously they're both black, but they're just different types of black. Because it's like cousins. Do you know what I mean? So like when you go towards West Africa, obviously their features are slightly different to like East Africa because there's just two different lineages. So when like Jamaicans or Nigerians are like, oh, you lot ain't black, it's like, you ain't are black. That's what they're trying to say. It's like, you're not, do you know what I mean? You're not black. Like when you look at Sudanese people, you know, they it's just a different type of look. So obviously that's why they just see it as now.
It's the same way over here in America. Hey, it was written.
I know people only concentrate on Seth's line, but if you're over here, you'll see that Cain and Seth married their sisters.
What?
Both of them. Up here and over there. Okay? And then now, if you come down here, Nahah, right, married Noah, and then they had children.
That's crazy.
So this is Cain's bloodline coming into Noah, and Noah wasn't albino.
Man, they was distant relatives, distant cousins, man. That's crazy, boy. Back then, it was crazy. Nowadays, people like, hell no, they're cousins. Man, that's how y'all was born. That's how everybody was created on this earth, according to the word. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's nasty or I would do no stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us ain't into that and wouldn't do no stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, that's how, we speaking facts, like, that's how, according to the word, that's how everybody, you know, came to be. You know, every bloodline, like, all of us are distant cousins. Everybody.
Now, to clarify, everyone has mixed, all of these people have mixed seeds, but Cain's side was marked. All of these people are dark, and Cain was marked without melanin. Mm-hmm. And as you come down here, Naamah, right, had Cain's blood inside, and then she got with Noah, and then they had kids, so that will make her kids mixed. And we know that Noah had Shem, Japheth, and Ham, and if you go all the way down, you'll see Terah. So from the Shem line, we have Terah. And then you can see how Abram comes from that. Now you can understand how Terah is the father of all of these people. And I'm going to show you more. So as we can see in this chart, Terah, here's Abraham over here. And we can see how everyone has mixed in. Terah had all of these people, and all of these people have mixed in to form the 12 tribes of Israel. So yeah, everyone is related. Unless you are part of the serpent seed's blood. Mm-hmm. And this is why it's important that everyone be reborn in Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom.
Give me y'all opinions about that clip down below in the comment section. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, we all kinfolk, man. Nah, just like, nah, for real though. With it, according to the word, we all kin people though. You know what I'm saying?
Noah's sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Which race is whom, and to what location did they migrate to? Let's talk about Ham first. This is part 2 of Noah's sons. According to Zondervan's, the word Ham means the youngest son of Noah, who became the progenitor of the dark races. Not the Negroes. Wait, not the Negroes. Hold on for a second. Alright, now we're going to revisit that later. We're going to touch on that later. Because it just said that they are the progenitors of the dark races, but not the Negroes. Ham is the progenitor of the Libyans, the Egyptians, and the Canaanites. And this is in Genesis 10:6-20. After the flood, Ham migrated south to the continent of you-know-where, Africa. Ham is the father of the ancient African nations. Cush, also known as Ethiopians, Mizraim, also known as Egyptians, and the Canaanites, as well as their descendants. Ever heard of Nimrod? He's the son of Ham as well. Nimrod is African. The term Hamite comes from the word Ham, so when you hear the word Hamite, think African. And when you think African, think Hamite, Noah's youngest son. Oh, and we will be discussing the ancient Egyptians, also known as Mizraim, because if you take a look at the map, Mizraim is located exactly where Egypt is. We'll be covering that very soon, because if Ham's descendants were Egyptian, and he's the progenitor of the Africans, then why are the ancient Egyptians portrayed as Caucasian, if you will, in the media, in our history books, in a lot of different books and things that we've been reading? Why are they always portrayed as white? We know they're African. We'll be touching on that soon.
Say, man, to some people it's going to be a total eye-opener. To some people it's going to be highly upsetting. And to some people it's going to be something to make their mind wonder. And do some hellfire research tonight. Hey, I'm telling you, man, that's the one. Y'all, let's get it. Y'all, man, y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Help the algorithm. Hit them comment sections up, man. You know what I'm saying? And hit that share button. Share this stuff. Share this video with people that, you know what I'm saying, may need to, may need to or may want to hear about some information like this. I feel like all us brothers and sisters need to wake up to stuff like this. I ain't gonna say stuff like this. This is really like biblical history, our biblical records, for real. Let's get it.
Africa. You can see how they came from the north towards the west and the east of Africa. You can see how they came from the north towards the west and the east of Africa.
Donc, à un moment donné, toute cette partie, ça s'appelait Soyuda.
So at some point in time, this whole area was called Soyuda.
We spoke Hebrew, y'all. Here's the proof.
In 1860, David Wyrick, he's a guy who surveyed the Newark earthworks. He was digging into a mound near those earthworks and he found a wooden coffin made of oak. They opened up the coffin and found a skeleton of a man holding a little box that was about 8.10 inches in size. The box had been cemented shut here. This, by the way, is sitting in Ohio. Well, he opened up the box and he found a little man inside, a little black stone. They took it to scholars and they looked at it. The man seems to be carrying something, and there's writing here at first they couldn't recognize. The writing is, they thought in 1860, some sort of Hebrew. Well, finally, about 20 years later, they found some rabbis living in the area, and the rabbis looked at that and they could read it. They said it was an old kind of block Hebrew, and it was a rendition of the 10 Commandments. Now, this is another piece. Block Hebrew. They said they'd never seen anything like it. Mainstream archaeologists at the time called this a hoax. But then in 1900, or just about after 1900, in Israel, they found the same block-style Hebrew writing. Mainstream archaeologists still dismissed the findings. They found it in Israel and they found it in Ohio. But there was another stone that they found that they couldn't argue. This is the Bat Creek stone. It was found during the course of an official Smithsonian evacuation. The Smithsonian didn't understand the meaning of the writing on the stone. They thought it was Cherokee since it came from Cherokee country. They didn't realize that it's actually Hebrew. They had published this originally upside down. They threw it in a box at the bottom of the Smithsonian, put it in the basement. Many years later, a scholar took it out of the box, looked at it, and went, oh my gosh, it's upside down. It's Phoenician, ancient Hebrew. So what's going on here? What is that about? Where is that history?
Where is it at? I want to know too. Excuse me.
I'm in the book here from the Smithsonian Institution Bureau of American Ethnology, Bulletin 73. It says the early history of the Creek Indians and their neighbors by John R. Swanson. All right. And it says here on page 43, it says the Spaniards have visited several regions of that vast country, and they're like, I believe, in the area of South Carolina, North Carolina, where they first arrived in the 1500s. You caught my past videos. They're called Arambi, Waikaya, Quahate, Tansaka, and Pahor. Do you know the name? Do you ever heard of these names, these tribes? The color of the inhabitants is what? Dark brown. The color of the inhabitants is dark brown. Dark brown. None of them have any system of writing, but they preserve traditions of great antiquity in rhymes and chants. In rhymes and chants? So we got inhabitants who are dark brown, who be rhyming and chanting. Rhyming, right?
Pay attention.
Rhyming, freestyling, chanting.
Well, that was it. Well, the people, be rhyming and chanting and dancing, and all that. No, I'll play my bebopping skills suck, but yeah. Y'all get the program, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what people I'm talking about. Cuz, get in them comment section. Let me know what's your opinion. Let's get it.
Sa hindi nakakaalam, ang lahi ni Jacob at ang mga Pilipino ay parehong mga Hebreo. Sina Jacob ay galing kay Peleg. Ang mga Pilipino ay galing kay Joktan. Si Peleg at Joktan ay anak ni Eber, ang ama ng lahat ng Hebreo sa buong mundo. Isang Shemite dahil si Eber ay nagmula kay Shem na anak ni Noah. Ang dumikdik sa lahi ng mga Hebrews ay ang mga Christian. Ang simbolo, krus. Kaya sige lang, kantahan nyo at sambahin nyo ang krus. Magaling, bravo. Blasphemous, idolatrous religion. Sabagay, hindi rin dapat pagtakhan. Isang Jezebel ang leader na nagtayo nitong sekta. Again, panawagan ko sa inyo, get out from her, my people. Lumabas kayo sa sekta na itinayo ng anak nitong babaeng patutot ng Babylon. Malapit na pong bumalik ang anak sa nanay niyang haklo. Check out.
Isang lahi ang pinagtulan ng mga anak ng silangan, teritoryong pinag-agawan ng mga sakim na dayuhan. Gumisika, perlas ng silangan, alam mo bang ika'y lahing Hebreo?
Come on now, let's get it.
I really challenge anybody to just if you disagree, that's okay. Prove it. Just give us the proof that we're wrong, and we will gladly debate on that issue. We would look at any information that you would have. But again, we're coming with the receipts, as they say. We're bringing information that's backed by the Bible, that's backed by DNA, that's backed by science, and it's not anti-anybody.
Ham, according to the Table of Nations in the book of Genesis, which is the first book of the Bible, Ham was the second son of Noah and the father of Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. Ham's descendants are interpreted by Flavius Josephus and others as having populated Africa and adjoining parts of Asia. The Bible refers to Egypt as the land of Ham in Psalms 78:51, 105:23, 27, 106:22, 1 Chronicles 4:40. When we read prophecy, we are made aware that the Israelites would discontinue from their heritage, forgetting who they are. Jeremiah 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage, and that thine gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in thy land, which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. But in the last days, the Most High will gather them from all the lands that they are scattered, and make them remember who they are. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. To identify who Israel are today, we have to use the scriptures to see what nation of people fit the prophecies and curses that befell Israel. Reading scriptures reveals two major captivities that Israel had to endure. The first was a 400-year captivity in the land of Egypt. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And the second captivity, which involves slave ships, yokes of iron on their necks, and them becoming people so hated that they had become bywords in Proverbs. The first captivity is recorded in the book of Genesis. The second captivity, on the other hand, gives us a clear proof who the children of Israel are today. Let's look at some of the signs that identify it.
Just when we was getting to the meat and grits.
So I was saying to you over there about Trinidad, and we had the East India Company. A lot of the Indians were enslaved too, and not only that, but when you look at Trinidad, like you always see like what do you call it? The what do they call it now? I know in Jamaica they call it Jamaican Indian, but you always see this contrast between the two. And I'm not talking about Indian, Oriental, Chinese, Siberian-looking people. I'm talking about the Hindustan, the Indian people, the true dark in hue Indian people. Them, you always see an overlap and an intermingle between the so-called Negro and the so-called Indian, which is very, very interesting even to this day. Just look at Trinidad and Tobago as a case study. But aside from that, though, let's get back to this question. So it says, our parents are who, or our parents were who. So it says, Avosef Elohim Yahuwah unto Jerusalem by birth and by nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite and thy mother a Hittite. Now, according to this commentary, it says here, the prophet is still preaching to Jerusalem, though himself in Babylon. Judah, they married Canaanites. Simeon also married his sister. Judah eventually married Tamar, who was an Elamite. Judah, I said that already. So the rest of the patriarchs, they married within Shem, with the exception of Joseph, who married a lady of Ham. But it's also interesting when you understand who people are. This is why this is why Hadassah or Esther was okay to marry Xerxes, because Xerxes was of Shem. He's from the house of Shem. The Persians went back to Shem. The Medes went back to Japheth. So that's probably why you see that there was no issue with that arrangement, which is something to consider as well.
That's just why they chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place, is because without this nose, we can tell you this is whoever it is. But with that nigga nose, it can only be niggas. Why would somebody vandalize a whole face and only vandalize one part? Nobody wanted to knock an eye off or take an ear off, or no chins missing. No, just the nose.
Just the nose. Let me know what y'all think about that down below. It's crazy how they kept changing the names, huh? Of our ancestors, of our people. It's wild to what they changed to now. And we not, like I just said, obviously, we not even from Africa, man. Make that make sense.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah.
Now these are the generation of the sons of Noah. All right.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
All right. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, read.
And unto them were sons born after the flood.
After the flood. Now here's the whole earth is being replenished. Don't forget, everybody's gone, but the 8 souls. Out of these 3 sons comes the whole replenishing of the earth after the flood. All right, read.
The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Madai and Javan.
Now, Japheth, what is that?
Japheth, that's one of the sons.
Yeah, this is Japheth. Let me see, yeah. All right. This, then, would be the Gentiles. This is the Gentiles. They started off with the Gentiles here. This is the Gentile nation. Goes. Because this is Gentile now. It's starting off with the Gentile, but the Gentile is not the firstborn. But this in this scripture, it's starting off with the Gentile. Yeah, huh? Who is it? Japhet the eldest? Let me see. Oh yeah, 21st verse of the eldest. All right. Let me see, yeah. No, see, Shem is the oldest. That's what I thought. See, Shem, that's what I said. The father was Japhet, but Japhet was not the oldest. Shem is the oldest. That's the reason I was getting ready to say that Japhet was not the oldest. Shem is the oldest, but they're not starting off here with the oldest. They're starting off here with the youngest. Japhet is the youngest. Shem is the oldest, and Ham is the next, and then Japhet. So here they're starting off with the younger, the baby. They're starting off here with the baby. Shem was the oldest. Or they're starting off with the Gentile. The Gentile is the youngest. Out of Japhet come the Gentiles. They are actually the youngest. Huh? Right. All right. Now, read.
The sons of Japhet, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Rephath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their land.
All right, now that's in their lands. After they were scattered. They wasn't scattered here though, but this is giving you the rundown from the after the 11th chapter. But in the 11th chapter, first, they wasn't even scattered yet. When they were scattered, this becomes the Gentiles. But in the first we just read, the first part of the 11th chapter, they were not divided yet. They're showing you the Gentiles now. Like we said, there was one nation in the 11th chapter we started off with. They were all colors, one nation. Because they had one language and one speech. Now, here we got the Gentiles. The younger. Read.
By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nation.
In their nation. Was called Hamites. The original. This is the original. He was called Hamites. I don't care what. You come out of Ham, you was a Hamite.
Right.
If you come out of Shem, you was a Shemite.
Come out of Africa,
So the nations broke down into different tongues, and then they start bringing in their nation by their languages when they was split. But at one time, they was all one. The Hamites, the Japhites, and the Shemites was one people in one language, and they started to build it. They built a city and a tower, which reached heaven, and God didn't want to come that way, so He stopped it.
In relation to perceived anomaly in human evolutionary progress, there was an undeniable gap and inconsistency in the supposed lineage of man. Darwin thought that humans descended from early apes, but this was nonsense. If it were true, there would be no chimpanzees, orangutans, or gorillas today.
Exactly.
Now, they thought Neanderthals were prevalent in Europe, Asia, and Africa, having existed from some time before 70,000 BC. And they evolved from Homo erectus through a gradual process from about 300,000 BC. But Neanderthals were so physically unlike modern humans, they could not have possibly evolved from them in such a short period of time. In 1868, they unearthed the Cro-Magnon in the Dordogne, I don't know how to say this, Dordogne region of France. They were very unlike the Neanderthals. Cro-Magnons were tall, upright, broad-faced individuals with a very differently structured brain activity. Neanderthalers and Cro-Magnons were as different from each other as cattle from horses. Even their cultures were very dissimilar. They even existed as contemporaries for a time, therefore proving one did not evolve from the other. And there was never any interbreeding. How do we know this? Dr. Svante Pablo of the University of Munich managed to extract DNA from a Neanderthal upper arm bone fragment of mitochondrial DNA from the mother, and it was very dissimilar from today's humans. The Cro-Magnon types appear to have developed out of the Africa-Asia region. Remember in the last post, it was Afro-Asiatic? We don't keep going though. What we now know and has been proven beyond doubt is that there is no missing link. It appears we are descended from the Afro-Asian Cro-Magnon types. This is where the Enochian records come into play. The accounts of the Nephilim, who spawned an entirely new race prior to 35,000 BC in the same era advanced Cro-Magnons appeared. Dr. Donald Johanson, an archaeologist from the University of Chicago, excavated at Hadar in Ethiopia, found a collection of hominoid bones depositing back more than 3 million years. A female that they called Lucy. So Lucy was dated back to 3.5 million BC. They used potassium argon dating. Here was a most ancient species evolved through more than 3 million years quite independently of the strain produced by European Neanderthals. Here perhaps were the primordial ancestors of the Eljo people who occupied the Afro-Asian regions around 35,000 BC when the sons of gods united with the daughters of men.
Woo! Well, was that a mouthful or not, man? That's something that's gonna make your mind wonder, man, for real, for real. Man, that dude went in, man. That's a lot of stuff to look up, man. For real, man. Lucy. Oh, sweet Lucy. Man, y'all, if y'all done made it this far, man, I want to appreciate y'all so much for, kicking it with your boy Koozie. One more time, come by to kick it with me, Man, you say, man, I couldn't do it without y'all, just like I couldn't do it without those TikTokers, man, and their content. Shout out to them. I all love them, man. Y'all go like, follow, support them too. Show them some love, man, because, hey, man, we all need support and love out here right now. And we all in this together, man. Let's get it. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, notification, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop some hot content. I'm tired, man. Y'all, I'm sorry, man. I'm getting all tongue twisted up. And y'all comment, man. It's your boy Koozie. I'm out. Catch you next time.